Los Angeles Rams fans, I do not know about you, but it feels like we are living through a fever dream right now. Reigning Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett has officially arrived at training camp following that massive trade from Cleveland. Pairing the NFL sack leader with our squad is a championship statement. And honestly, there are two things we need to discuss: the logistics of this acquisition and the wild reality that Aaron Donald might return. The more I process this, the more dangerous we look. Hit that like button and subscribe. Let's get into it. The Los Angeles Rams have sent shockwaves across the NFL by acquiring reigning Defensive Player of the Year Myles Garrett. This blockbuster move brings the 7-time Pro Bowl defensive end to Los Angeles after the Cleveland Browns traded him on June 1st. In exchange for the 30-year-old superstar who recorded an all-time record of 23 sacks last season, the Rams sent away defensive end Jared Verse, a 2027 first-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 third-round pick. Garrett, who holds a 4-year, $160 million extension with a no-trade clause he chose to waive, told the media this Wednesday that he already feels a deep connection to our team culture. As Los Angeles Rams fans, we recognize this acquisition cements our status as a championship favorite heading into a season where Super Bowl LXI will be hosted at SoFi Stadium. The bottom line here is that our front office, led by Les Snead, is betting everything on a title run. Watching Garrett practice in an LA jersey feels like a dream, yet the excitement is doubled by the possibility of Aaron Donald coming out of retirement. Seeing the 35-year-old working out at our facility has sparked intense speculation about a potential reunion that would create an unstoppable defensive front. While Sean McVay has wisely stated the team will not pressure Donald to return, the mere fact that they are in communication leaves us wondering about the hidden details behind these negotiations. If Donald does return to play alongside Garrett, what does that final defensive lineup actually look like when the regular season kicks off under the bright lights of our home stadium? The most staggering reality of this offseason is that Aaron Donald could potentially return to the field alongside Myles Garrett at SoFi Stadium this year. This reunion would transform a formidable defensive unit into a historic powerhouse, reminiscent of the championship DNA we saw in 2022 when our franchise last secured the Lombardi Trophy in Los Angeles. Now, here's the thing. The logistics behind this move are fascinating because our front office under Les Snead has clearly prioritized an all-in approach for the 2026 season. By absorbing that massive 4-year, $160 million contract extension for Garrett, the organization proved that owner Stan Kroenke is sparing no expense to capture another title at home. The decision to part ways with Jared Verse and significant future draft capital for a player who just set the NFL single-season record with 23 sacks is a bold gamble. But it shows the coaching staff is laser-focused on winning immediately. We have seen our team leverage bold, veteran-heavy strategies before with great success. And this feels like a strategic masterpiece designed to anchor our pass rush against the most explosive offenses in the league. While head coach Sean McVay continues to handle the situation with grace, ensuring he does not pressure a legend like Donald, the fact that the veteran was seen training at our Woodland Hills facility is telling. We are witnessing a rare moment where a championship window is being pushed wide open by aggressive management, and it creates a sense of optimism that reminds us why it is such a thrill to be a Rams fan in this era. So that is the breaking news, but let us look closer at the implications of this monumental shift for our organization. Here is where it gets interesting as we analyze the immediate weight of this acquisition on our championship aspirations. By bringing in the reigning Defensive Player of the Year, General Manager Les Snead has fundamentally altered our defensive identity. We have traded away Jared Verse and significant future draft capital, including a 2027 first-round pick, a 2028 second-round pick, and a 2029 third-round pick to secure a player coming off a historic 23-sack season. This move pushes our cap into a win-now window, placing total pressure on the upcoming campaign while cementing our status as the team to beat in the NFC West. We are no longer just competing for a playoff spot. We are tailoring our entire defensive front to dominate the trenches against divisional rivals like the 49ers and Seahawks. The strategic impact is massive because teams now have to account for an unstoppable force on the edge, creating favorable matchups for our remaining personnel. If we do manage to see a potential return from Aaron Donald to line up alongside him, the defensive production would reach an unprecedented level in the modern era. With Super Bowl LXI scheduled for SoFi Stadium in February, the stage is set for us to reclaim the Lombardi Trophy on our home turf. This roster is now built to withstand the physical grind of a deep postseason run, ensuring that when the lights shine brightest in February, our defensive dominance will be the primary reason we are holding that trophy high once again. Adding a defensive force like Myles Garrett gives us a clear path to dominating the line of scrimmage, while signaling to the entire league that Stan Kroenke is committed to winning another championship at SoFi Stadium. By trading away Jared Verse and significant future draft capital, the front office has essentially bet everything on this 2-year window to capture a title. And here's why that's a big deal. We are essentially trading the potential of 2027, 2028, and 2029 for the proven output of the NFL record holder for sacks in a single season. While the high cost in draft assets is a legitimate concern for our long-term roster depth, the opportunity to potentially pair Garrett with a returning Aaron Donald creates a nightmare scenario for any offensive coordinator. Media circles are buzzing, with experts comparing this aggressive maneuver to the bold all-in strategy the Rams famously employed to secure the 2022 trophy. Analysts are currently debating whether the team is putting too much weight on these two defensive icons, with some questioning if the absence of younger, developing players like Verse will leave the defense vulnerable if injuries occur. Here is where I land on this. I find the talk about a total team collapse to be vastly overblown, but I do think we need to manage our expectations regarding a full comeback for Donald. While his presence at the practice facility is encouraging, banking on a retired player to return at age 35 is a tall order. We have a legitimate superstar in Garrett right now, and that alone makes this trade a resounding victory for our organization. When you synthesize the arrival of a defensive superstar with the lingering possibility of a legendary return, it becomes clear that the franchise is entering its most ambitious chapter yet under Stan Kroenke. This direction signals that the Rams are no longer just building for the future. They are aggressively claiming the present to ensure that Super Bowl LXI at SoFi Stadium ends with our team lifting the Lombardi Trophy. Let's be real, as fans, we have every right to feel genuinely thrilled about the upcoming season because management has successfully paired the record-breaking intensity of Myles Garrett with the potential stability of a classic icon. Garrett is coming off a staggering 23-sack season and represents a massive upgrade, while the prospect of Aaron Donald coming out of retirement provides an emotional and tactical boost that is almost impossible to replicate. Having both of these forces on the same defensive line would create an insurmountable challenge for any opponent we face this year. The confidence inside the practice facility in Woodland Hills is palpable, and the sheer talent now assembled makes us the team to beat in the NFC West. With these roster moves, the window for a championship is wide open, and the city of Los Angeles deserves another title run to cement this era of excellence. Now that you have heard the latest on our defensive adjustments, would you prefer to see Aaron Donald return as a full-time starter or in a specialized situational role for this championship push? If you enjoyed the video, do not forget to like it and subscribe to the channel. Ram it. I'll see you in the next one.